So, a very good morning, dear students. Welcome to my channel, Maths with Mahanti sir. Children, in the last class, we were discussing about your frequency distribution and everything regarding frequency distribution, exclusive type, inclusive type, continuous frequency distribution, grouped, ungrouped, everything was discussed in detail by me, and how to prepare continuous frequency distribution, it was also discussed. Okay. So, today we are going to discuss about graphical representation of data. Now the point is, what is graphical representation? That means whatever data is given, how to represent the data in terms of graph. There are different methods of representing data graphically. One method is histogram, bar graph. Children, bar graph, histogram, these are the things. Bar graph we read in class 6 and 7 respectively. Histogram also we have read in class 8. You know what is histogram, how to prepare histogram, how to construct a histogram of a given frequency distribution, I mean continuous group frequency distribution, how to prepare histogram. What is histogram, you know. But let me discuss the concept of histogram once again. See, what is histogram? Actually, histogram, you know bar graph and histogram. What is the difference between bar graph? Children, you know in bar graph what we do? In bar graph we draw bars or rectangles. We draw taking x-axis and y-axis. We take two coordinate axes, x and y. Okay, on one axis we take some quantity or variable, on another axis y-axis we take another quantity or variable. Then we draw what? Bars or rectangles. But the condition is what? There is no gap. You see, this is the figure of histogram. Bar graph you see, suppose this is my x-axis and this is your y-axis. Now look at, this is one bar, you see. This is another bar, see. Or rectangle, this is another bar or rectangle. Look at the difference between this figure and this figure. In this figure, what do we find? We find that x and y, these are the two coordinate axes. You take something along this axis, some variable, you know, but just I am giving idea. Take one quantity or variable along x-axis, then take another quantity or variable along y-axis, then choose scale. How to choose scale, you know, in class 8. In introduction to graph as well as in statistics. Okay. So, in bar graph what we do? We take different two quantities along x-axis and y-axis. Then we draw bars or rectangles. You see, this is one bar, this is one bar, this is one bar. This is a vertical bar graph. This is a vertical bar graph. However, the bar graph may be horizontal also. Okay. That we read in class 7. Vertical bar graph and horizontal bar graph. Look at in this bar graph, what do you find? You find three bars or three rectangles. See, this is the space between the two bars. See, this portion is the space between the two bars. This portion is the space between the two bars. So the space between two bars, consecutive bars is called spacing. In bar graph, there is spacing between bars. Look at, in bar graph there is spacing between bars and the spacing is always the same. Okay. And now what about this portion? This is the length of the bar and this is the width of the bar. You see, width of all bar is same, 1 cm, 2 cm, whatever you may choose. Okay, so the width of each bar is same in bar graph and there is some space or gap between two bars or consecutive bars. But you see, look at this figure. In this figure, what does this figure represent? This figure also represents bars or rectangle. This is a bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, there are 8 bars or rectangles in this figure also. You see, this is this portion. This is the width of the bar. This is the width of the second bar. This is the width of the third bar. You see, here also the width is same. How to know? 10 minus 0, you see. 10 minus 0, width is 10. Width of the first bar is 10. Width of the second bar, 20 minus 10, it is also 10. Width of the third bar, it is also 10. That means, in this figure, whatever bars or rectangles are there, their width is also same. But, what is the difference? Look at the difference between the two figures. In that figure, that is in the vertical bar graph, there is space or spacing between consecutive bars. But, look at this figure. Do you find any spacing or gap between the bars or rectangles? In this figure? No. So that is the reason why it is called a histogram, not a bar graph. So what is the difference between bar graph and histogram? In bar graph, there is what? Gap or spacing between bars. and the width is same, but width of each bar is same. But in histogram, the width of each bar or rectangle is same, but there is no gap or space between the bars. Okay, so that is why this figure is known as a what? Histogram. So I hope you understood, got some idea. It was there in class 8. So what is histogram? Histogram is a graphical representation of data in which we draw bars or rectangles to represent the data or information. It is shown by means of bars or rectangles such that the width of each bar is same and there is no gap or spacing between the bars. Okay, so this solid figure is known as your histogram, what we read in class 3. And in order to construct histogram of a given information, the frequency distribution must be continuous. You see, here I have taken one continuous frequency distribution. See, here upper limit and lower limit of each class in all the classes, the upper limit and lower limit 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30. See, the upper limit and lower limit of all the classes, they coincide. Upper limit of one class coincides with the lower limit of the next or the succeeding class. So no doubt the classes are continuous, and this is a continuous group frequency distribution. And see, what is the size of each class or width? 10 minus 0, 10, 20 minus 10, 10, 30 minus 20, 10. That means all the classes are of same width or size, uniform size or uniform width. All class intervals are of uniform width or size. Now if it is the case, if the classes are continuous and if they have same width or size, now the point is how to prepare a histogram. So histogram, you understood what is histogram. In histogram, what we do, we take one quantity, one variable. That means class interval. Suppose these are the class intervals. Take class interval along x-axis. This is the origin. This is y-axis. One quantity, that is class interval. The class interval is taken along x-axis. Okay, and the corresponding frequencies. These are frequencies. The frequencies. This is frequency. Frequency is taken along y-axis. So taking the class interval along x-axis and taking the frequency along y-axis in the Cartesian or coordinate plane, then choosing appropriate scale for both x-axis and y-axis. You have to choose scale for both the axes, because without choosing scale we cannot represent the information in graph. Scale is a must, and you know what is scale, how to take the scale. Okay, these are the things, elementary things which you have already read in junior classes, class 8, 7 and 6. Okay. So in histogram, to draw the histogram of a continuous frequency distribution, what we will do, we will take class interval along x-axis and the corresponding frequencies along y-axis. Then we have to choose appropriate scale. So what is the scale? I have not written. Let me write the scale here. Suppose you see in this histogram, this picture, this figure, this solid figure represents a histogram. Why? Because in this figure we find that the information has been shown by bars or rectangles. The width is same, 10, 10. You see, the width of each bar is same or rectangle is same, and there is no space between the bars. So it is no doubt a histogram. Okay. Now the scale you may choose in this manner. See, in x-axis, look at 0 to 10, one big division. You know what is big division? One big division equal to 10 small squares. 10 small squares is called one big division. Suppose in x-axis, one big division equal to 10. I have taken 10, you see. 0 to 10, the difference is 10. Suppose from here to here, one big division, 10. Then the next big division, it will be 20, next 30. Okay, you know all these things. And in y-axis, see, I have taken one big division equal to 4. In y-axis, I have taken one big division equal to 4. Not necessary that you will choose the scale in this manner. You can choose the scale on your own way. There is no hard and fast rule in choosing scale. It depends upon you, it depends upon the given data, and depends upon the size of the graph paper. So depending upon the given data, size of the graph paper, you will choose scale accordingly. I have taken this scale, that does not mean you will choose the same scale in order to represent or construct the histogram. You can choose it on your own way, depending upon the given information or data or the frequency distribution and the size of your graph paper. Okay. So after choosing scale, I took class intervals along x-axis and frequencies along y-axis. Then what will I do? I will draw bars or rectangles. rectangle. See, suppose 0 to 10. 0 to 10. What is the frequency? 4. Here is 4. So, this is one rectangle. That means you see, this one, this is the width and this is the length. Look at, this is the length of the rectangular bar. Now the length is proportional to, look at, what is the main point in histogram? In histogram, the length of each bar or rectangle, whatever you say, the length of each bar or rectangle in histogram is proportional to the corresponding frequency. And what about the base? This is the base. Base is equal to the class size or width. See, what is the width or size of this class? 10 minus 0, it is 10, and this is the length. So the length, you see, this is the width, this is the length. The width is proportional to the class size, okay? This is a rectangle, this is the length, this is the breadth. Breadth means width. The width is equal to the class size. The width of each bar or rectangle in histogram is equal to the class size. And the length of each bar or rectangle, it must be proportional to the corresponding frequencies. So that is why then we say it is a histogram. So in histogram, whatever bars or rectangles we draw or construct, the width of each bar or rectangle must be equal to the what? Class size or width. Width of class or size you can say. And the length must be proportional to what? The corresponding frequency. So take the class interval along x-axis, take the corresponding frequencies along y-axis, choosing appropriate scale, then you draw bars or rectangles. Like this I have drawn. Draw bars or rectangles such that the width of each bar will be same and there will be no gap or spacing between the bars. Then the figure so obtained will be called a histogram. Children, I hope you understood what is histogram. You see, that means you construct rectangles with, you see, class interval, you see. These are the class intervals. Class interval will be the base. Class intervals will be taken as bases and the length will be proportional to the frequencies. Okay. Corresponding length of rectangle will be corresponding proportional to the corresponding frequencies, and these are class intervals as bases. Class intervals as bases, or you can say this is the width of what? Width of the bar or rectangle is equal to the class size, whatever you say. Then the solid figure so obtained is known as a histogram. Children, I hope you understood what is histogram. Once again I am summarizing the thing. Histogram is a graphical representation of data, okay, in which we draw bars or rectangles of uniform width or size such that there will be no gap between the bars or rectangles. In order to construct histogram, you see, this particular histogram this is the histogram of a continuous frequency distribution having uniform. I will discuss other cases also in the next class. This histogram shows, this is a histogram of a continuous frequency distribution having uniform width or class size. The width or class size of all the classes is uniform, 10, 10, 10 in all the classes. So when classes are continuous having uniform width, how to draw the histogram? This is the method. Okay. In histogram, we take class intervals along x-axis and frequencies along y-axis. Then choosing appropriate scale in both the axes, we represent the information or we draw bars or rectangles such that there is no gap between the bars, and all the bars or rectangles will have same width. And the width of the bar, you see, this is the width of the bar. Width of the bar will be equal to the class size or width of class interval, and the length will be proportional to the corresponding frequencies of the classes. This is a very important thing you must understand. Okay. So that this is how to prepare a histogram, which is a graphical method of representing data of continuous classes having uniform what? Width. Okay, and in other class we will discuss other cases of histogram. Children, I hope you understood what is histogram and how to construct histogram of a continuous frequency distribution having uniform width or class size. Okay, we shall discuss more about histogram in the next class. Children, I hope you must have understood. If at all it is true, then I would like to say that you please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, so I will discuss the next part of this chapter in the next class. Thank you.